Hello, brothers and sisters. This is the day 3 on our journey to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, to Jesus through Mary. And the reading is taken from Matthew chapter 7, from verse 1 to 14. So Jesus said, "Do not judge, that you may not be judged." And many children of Mary encounter very big problem here. One day at Mass, a young man sitting in front of me was doing WhatsApp chat with his cell phone during consecration at Mass. I sat up gently and quietly called his attention and gave him a brotherly correction, after which he reconnected with the Mass. That was all I did. But after Mass, someone walked up to me and told me that I was being judgmental with that brother. Can you imagine? And that's exactly the problem. Whenever we hear this injunction of Jesus, we get confused. We don't know the difference between judgment and correction. A whole lot of difference. You see, when I correct you, and I do so with a mindset that I'm vulnerable to, and I'm capable of making the same mistake you made, if not for the grace of God, that is a humble correction. That's correction. However, judgment is when in my mind I place myself on a higher plane than yours and speak to you as one who is greater than you, even in God's eyes, as I'm doing the reprimand or the correction. There is that mindset, that sense of I'm free from this. I'm better than you. Now, for a true child of Mary, Jesus and Mary, this matter is sensitive. If you reprimand someone who is in error with a selfless sense of obligation to right a wrong, it is not judgment, it is correction. If a father or mother reprimands his child, that is not judgment, that is parenting. We need to get the difference. If a Catholic bishop says that this or that style of life is wrong, he is not being judgmental. He is on a pastoral duty or obligation. He should do it. He should say it, no matter whose ox is God. As children of Mary, the best way to correct the evils of our day is to start from ourselves. This is key, and that's what Jesus wants. Let my life be the correction that will make me change before others follow suit. Where immodesty is prevalent, I should dress decently always. Where there is desecration of the Holy Eucharist, I should adore Him the more, and even let people see me adoring Jesus, even if I don't say it out. Where there is abject poverty, I should always give my widow's mite, at least, and willingly, even in public. Where there is ignorance of Mother Mary, I should help to reintroduce Mother Mary to souls. I should not think about whether people will say I'm judging or not. The mindset matters. And in doing all this, I must start from myself. And I must do them without fear of being judged or being termed as being judgmental. On another paragraph, Jesus mentioned a fact that is quite scary to me. He said that the measure I give to others is the measure I get. So I ask myself, if this world keeps killing the unborn in their mother's wombs, will we ever be free from terror attacks, natural disasters, and viral infections? Can we ever be free from it? Because it scares me, because if the measure we give is the measure we get, and peradventure the spirits of the aborted babies cry to heaven for vengeance, hey, we get a problem. Judge not, that you may not be judged. Always remind yourself of your imperfections when you interact with people who are not doing well morally. At the back of your mind, just know that you're not perfect. That will make you correct them positively instead of being judgmental. The way people attack us, being judgmental. You're judging, brother, you're judging. Well, as a consecrated child of Mary, one of the greatest techniques of forgiving other people's trespasses is to keep reminding ourselves of our own imperfections. But we must not, because people will call us judgmental, not correct what is wrong, even in public. Let your mindset be okay just to right the wrong. In the next paragraph, Jesus said, "Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces." Close quote. Well, you know that dogs can vomit something and still go back to it. Also, pigs love to wallow in their filth. As we journey with Jesus, there are people who live in sin, who wallow in sin. Some glorify sin publicly and even go back to their old sinful ways, just like dogs can go back to their vomit. You know? So Jesus warns us, he says we must not be influenced by them or keep such people as our closest companies and friends or allies. This 33-day consecration is a habit, a precious pearl. You have to know this. So after going through this consecration exercise, we must avoid occasions that draw us back to Egypt, back to our old ways. I mean, not the geographical Egypt place, back to our sinful ways. If we read further, we see where Jesus said, "Ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened to you." That's when he talked about effective prayers. The question is, who are you asking? Where are you seeking? On whose door are you knocking? If you want to go to UK, book a flight that will go to UK, that is heading towards UK. Don't book a flight headed to Cameroon when in fact your real destination is UK. When God wanted to pass his message to Mary, he sent the message through the Archangel Gabriel, who is known for messages. So I ask you, have you ever lost a precious article and you did novena to St. Anthony of Padua to recover it? What happened? Have you ever lost your job and you do your novena to St. Joseph the Worker? What happened? How often do you visit Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament? That is where, if you ask, you are sure of getting. If you seek, you're sure of finding, and so on and so forth. If you knock, the door will surely be opened to you, because Jesus is there, life and direct, flesh and blood, soul and divinity. Please, keep knocking, and a genuine door will open for you. All according to God's will. Don't forget, the timing and everything must be according to God's will. You have to submit yourself for that. Then we get to the other paragraph where Jesus said we should do to others what we would love others to do to us. It is very simple. We've said that before. If you want life, then you must necessarily be pro-life. If you want more of your debtors to pay you, kindly start paying your creditors also. Yes, do unto others as you would love it done unto you. Finally, look at the last injunction from the Bible, that Bible passage. It says, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." Close quote. This means that we must beware of any spirituality that despises the cross. Any spirituality that tells you that contradictions are not part of the music. Please be careful. Such is suspicious. Beware. The moment we realize how temporary our stay on earth is, we will stop fearing the cross. The Jesus we are following is the one that said in Matthew chapter 16 verse 24, quote, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me." Close quote. That is the narrow way that leads to life. Don't be afraid. The good news is that if we go into union with Mary, Mother Mary, there is a way she develops in us fearlessness towards crosses and contradictions of life. So don't get afraid. Just go into this consecration, 33 days to Mother Mary, and you will experience this in an unvoiced manner. Hold on to your rosary always. As we move into day 4, don't forget your rosary daily during this consecration. See you in day 4. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.